Yeah, hello, what's up guys? Here is Coach Shayadi from Janasma Training. In today's video, I just want to give you like a little bit some information, some important information about nutrition. So as a certified nutrition consultant, it's for me it's always important to find like the best way to get like a healthy and healthy way to get like a healthy nutrition and also to hold it like for a long time. So just a way to live with. Okay, I just made the last times I just made like deep research about how we can like control our body fat percentage, and also how we can boost our our body fat like burning. So it's like there are always like some myths that we say like eat less and you will burn calorie, you will get like less fat, but that's unfortunately is not always true. So today in my video I already made actually some golden tips in German in video last year. It's always actually the same tips, but I want to give you like a little bit deeper information. So at the first part I just have written down. So in the first part I just want to explain you how it works, like how comes our body fat, and also to explain a little bit the role of insulin. This is an important hormone that actually is the main factor that plays here in how or if we will burn fat or no. So you know this like this measure and this equation that says that our body fat percentage is just like what we eat in, calories in minus calories out. This always actually is always true, and it should be actually always true. So there is no discussion about that, but the problem is just most of people just think that if you take less calories, so you will get like this calories deficit, and then you will burn fat. Actually that's not true, because they are just talking about just one part, this calories in, but they ignore these calories out. And I will just come later about this point, because it's very very important that many people, even unfortunately many studies, they ignore this point. So we say we take less calories and of course we will burn fat, but we don't think that in this equation there is the other part is minus calories out. So we don't see how our body goes with these calories out. So you know that the calories out is like I will say more 80% of metabolism. So this metabolism rate of our body, so this heating our organs, liver, pancreas, they are just always working our brain. So most of calories they are burned like using through this metabolism. And we say like 20%, or I don't know exactly how much, but it's less percent just when we make like exercising or workout. So it's very important. So calories in minus calories out. But here the big factor here is like the hormone, and is insulin. You know that whenever we eat, our insulin goes high, and our insulin, what it does actually, it opens our cells, it feeds our cells, and then the rest of what stays, so it will be like stored in our liver, like glycogen, and then if there is too much, so it will be like stored like body fat. So in our body we have like two storages. So the first one is like this. Actually, we can just think about compare it to like a refrigerator. So we have refrigerators. Is what this glycogen, it will be like stored in our liver. So it's like what we need like every day. Is like normal refrigerator. So we can take it always. It's easy for our copy to take it out. And also this the other is this body fat. It will be stored. It's like we will compare it like a deep freezer. So we have freezers and refrigerator. Refrigerator just is quickly you can open and take something out, and our freezer is like deep and it's not easy to take it out. And that's very important, because the problem is because of if our insulin is always high, this freezer is always locked in, so we cannot open it. Our body is not able to get something out from this deep freezer, so from this body fat. That's very important, because the problem is here, you can always understand. So if we always eat, our insulin is always high. That means our freezers, this body fat, is always locked in. Actually, independently if we eat less or we eat less or more. So that means here is really very important to understand. I hope that I can just explain it very well. So if if normally you used to take 2000 calories, and you say, okay, I will make like a deficit for 500, so you take like 1500 calories. So if you take 1500 calories and you eat always, so you're often you eat very often, and your insulin is always high, that means you will never be able to burn some fat, so to take out this body fat. So that's why many people, they ask me also, they eat less, but they cannot burn calories, so they don't like lose weight. And this because it's very, very important. There are many studies they have done this. So if you our body is very intelligent, actually, it's very smart. So if you take less calories, like say from 2000 to 1500, so you have 500 calories less, and you always eat, so it means your insulin is high, that your body, he knows that he should like reduce his metabolism. That means this out. Normally, if you take in 2000 and body make 2000 out, that means you get like 0. So if you make 1500 and you think that your body stay always burning 2000, but it will not. Our body will also reduce his metabolism. So that means when you eat less, your body will also burn less. That means your body will even adjust it. So even like not 1500 out, so your metabolism will not just be like 1500, but even a little bit less, 1400. Some studies they showed that, because like for security. So this is really very important if you understand. So unfortunately, most of people, they just don't think about it. Even doctors, they ignore these parts, and it is really very important. So you will never burn fat just when your insulin always high. So I hope that's clear. So eating less will your body also reduce his metabolism, so you will burn less. So that means you will always have the same percentages of fat. I hope that's clear. So this is really very very important. So here we will come to how we can like get access to our body fat. That's actually what we need. So how we train our body to get this body fat. Here there is very important is just when we decrease or taking low our insulin. So if our insulin, we try to get our insulin is like low, so this time there are other hormones, they counter-regulatory hormones, so they're like glucagon, the growth hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. So this counter regulatory hormones, so they will like get active. So they're like they work against insulin, and this antagonist, so you say like antagonist of insulin, and these hormones, they will play a big role to take out our body fat and give it to our body like an energy. So in this fact, it's very important that we learn how to take down our insulin. So this is really very important. So it's really very important because how often we eat, and it's not very important how less we eat, but also how is our hormones, because our hormones that actually control everything. So if we understand this topic, so we will never get an issue. So I will just move to the next part. So here I will give you some tips how you get your insulin low. So here about nutrition, so actually it's very important. Just we don't need to take like take diets on stuff, and people, they get crazy, and it's very hard to take it like for a long time. So that means we should actually find a way that we can use it like for a long time. So for decades we can use this type of like nutrition, and we will not get stressed about that. So here I will give some, like I think 5 tips 5 like golden tips. I already made this in German, but I just repeat it in English. So 5 golden tips how we can get our insulin low. So the first thing is just, please do not eat when you are not hungry. So you don't need to eat when you are not hungry. So if you wake up morning and you are not hungry, why you should take breakfast? So actually it's very important. So don't eat when you are not hungry. Just not just eating because we have time to eat. No, eat just when you feel that you need to eat. Okay, that's a very important point. This is very easy actually. It's very trivial, but many people they don't think about it. So the second part is just don't like when you take dessert. So try to take this dessert directly after meal, or when you eat, directly take a dessert if you have. So this is very important because as I say, we try to put our insulin high, but whenever we eat, our insulin goes high. That means many people, unfortunately, they eat meal and then they make like break. So when they eat, insulin is already high. They make high. So they make break like 30 minutes, and then insulin starts going down, and then they take again a dessert. So insulin goes high, and then after that they take like snacks, and always high. So if insulin high, we should forget our fat burning. It will not work. Okay, that means if you want to take dessert, just take it directly after meal. So that, because in this time your insulin is always high. So use this time to eat and then stop. Don't need to eat, just drink after that. So this gives you like time for insulin to get stabilize and gets down. Okay, so the third important point is just avoid processed food. Unfortunately, the food industries are like taking like a big part on these problems and getting people out of what actually the truth is. So these processed foods mostly that are like pushed in with sugars and taking out some nutritions and some it considers just macro elements, and there is no fibers inside, and that's actually very bad because sugar, something that's containing sugar has the glycemic index is very high. That sugar is make like a big peak on our insulin. So then when we eat something like with sugar, our insulin gets slowly high, and actually that's what we want to avoid. So try please to avoid processed foods. Also processed foods that are not natural, so our body will not get this the hunger hormones will not like react actually like with natural foods. So when we drink Coca-Cola, so we always need to drink because our body does not even detect something that we have something we have taken something. So that means try to avoid this unnatural foods. So try to get like natural foods, and actually because when we take natural foods, our body will feel like full, and then we will stop eating. Because as you see this fast foods and stuff, we always eating that because our body does not have this normal response to natural foods. That's very important. Also, we try to avoid snacks between meals. So normally, if you you ask your grandfathers or grandmothers, they will say that always before, at that time, at the 70s, people they just eat like breakfast, lunch and dinner. That's it, and no between snacks. But today we are always kids. We are eating almost 6 times per day, and that's very bad actually because our insulin will be always high, and we will get our body will not get regulated. So it's very very important. Please do not take snacks or eat something between meals, big meals. Okay, that's very important. The other important thing is just unfortunately the last time also many people they get to diets, so never do diets, and also counting calories. That's crazy actually in the fitness industry. Unfortunately, people that are like selling some products, and studies they have shown that 99% of people that are doing like counting calories does not bring anything. So you don't even need it to count calories because our body actually does not know the calories. You see, our body does not know the calories, and also because that's actually important, because in the fitness industry, unfortunately, people, they think if you take 100 calories or 100 calories from sugar or from cookies is like 100 calories from I don't know, so like broccolis. So it's not the same. We don't. If you take 100 calories from something not unhealthy, it's not the same like 100 calories from something healthy. So that means they are not the same in our body. Does not they will not process. They will not be processed the same. That means they are not the same. So, but in the fitness industry, they always have this myth that always calories the same. So they can't just counting. It makes also stress. Please avoid this. It will not help you. If you count calorie, it will not help you to reduce fat. So this is very important. So these tips, please just write them down, and you can use them, and they are not like stressful for you. Just try to pay attention on some stuff. Just eat whenever you are hungry. I just repeat it quickly. Do not eat when you are not hungry. Take dessert just directly after meat if you want to take dessert. Avoid processed foods, so try to go to natural foods because we get like better response. No snacks between foods, so try to avoid that, and also try to not take like diets or counting calories. So this is like golden tips that you try in your what you eat. So I will not say exactly what you should eat. No, everyone eats something and try to enjoy your meat, but try to pay attention on this point. So for this here, as I said, so we come to the other point. The last point that I want to explain is just fasting. So as you see here is actually this point that I already said. We can directly relate them to like fasting. So you know that. So fasting is a very, very important thing that we can do to get like healthy and to reduce also fat. So we know that there are many different types of fasting. So we have this intermittent fasting. So it's like the 16, for example, the 16-8. So people they fast 16 hours and they eat 8 hours. For example, they skip like their breakfast. Actually, the word breakfast is coming from breaking fast. So it's like because actually we are fasting. When we eat like dinner, we are fasting, we sleep and we are fasting till morning. That's why it has the name break fast. So it comes from that. So actually we are always fasting. But unfortunately, the last time people they eat till midnight, always eating, showing TV and eating, that's actually very bad. So there is no fasting anymore. So as I said, so the 16-8, so for example, you can skip your breakfast and you can take like a lunch directly. So from 12, for example, you take your lunch, you eat till 8 p.m. and then from that you fast till the next lunch. So this we have like 8 hours eating and 16 hours fasting. Actually, it's very important this point. So this type of fasting is also very effective, and it shows that people they get a result because you don't feel like hungry, and it works actually very well. But is here very important that unfortunately many studies they shout out that this study actually they are forced from the beginning because they take like people fasting, and when they allow them to eat, they just try to eat everything. They can eat everything, and that's actually very bad. I will come just to explain it because it's very actually the second key that we should understand it to be able to burn fat. So I just come to this second type of fasting is just people that are fasting like 23 hours or 24, just taking just dinner. So like for example, actually Muslims, we are Muslims, so I'm actually fasting. We eat like a dinner, but also sometimes morning we make sahur. That's just also we eat. But it's very also effective way to we have a little bit longer fasting days, and actually normally if it is longer, it's always better. So then people they take like 24 or 48 hours not eating, and sometimes even 36 hours. So it depends on how you can, and actually you can progress it, and if it is more, it's always good. But you should just pay attention about some other factors. But I think it is enough to fast 18 hours and eat 16 hours and eat 8, or fasting like 20 hours and eat like 4 hours. So it's actually enough. Okay. Genau. So here is the big mistakes that people doing while fasting. So many people that are actually fasting is actually a very nice thing. Unfortunately, also for people that are fasting because of religion, not because of health, but actually it's the same. Unfortunately, when we eat, people they take to eat everything, so just they try to put inside, and we come to this rules, these equations that percent of fat is what you take in minus what you take out. So as I said, you to just taking less calories, you will not be able to burn your fat. But also always, if you are fasting, and when you eat, you take always this 2000 calories that your body like burn, so you will also not touch your body fat. So that's actually logic. So unfortunately, so this is very important here. Also, these studies, they have made many studies. They have are based on this to make some experience about fasting, and they give people, they take them fast, and they give them like they allow them to eat what they want, and actually that's very false, because these people, their body like burns like 2000 calorie, and they will take 2000 calorie or even more. So perhaps they will even store fat. So here is very important. So just the conclusion. So if you want to burn fat, so fasting is very important. So give time to your insulin go low, and then at the same time you should eat less calories. So if you do that, your body, this deficit of calories, body will get them from this body fat. Because if one of them is not in this thing, if one of them is not here, if it's not shown, so you will not be able to burn fat. So I just repeat. So to burn like body fat here, we need first to fast. That means reduce taking your insulin low. So it means fasting is very important, and when you eat, just eat less than what your body burn. So if you do this both, so if you eat less 500 calories and you're fasting, that means your body will take the other 500 calories from your body fat, and that's actually what you want. It's not very complicated, but just please just think about it. So when you fast, avoid to eat everything and to eat like all the calories that you need actually in the whole day. So avoid that, because you just need to take like good foods like fat, very quality fat quality foods like olive oil. Try to take like this fat food like mandels, like nuts, and try to take something that make you like full. You feel quickly full, and you don't need to eat too much. So for me, this is like a very big nice tip that I give you to eat less. Is just try to use too much olive oil when you eat in your salad, in your what you eat in your, if your noodles, and if your pasta, in your pasta, try to use always olive oil. Because for me, that's my mom that told me always the name, like in Arabic the name of olive is zayt. So zayt, and this name is like originated from that makes you feel full. So you can't even try it. Try to eat like the same amount of food with and without olive oil, and you will see that you will eat, when you put olive oil inside, you will eat less. That's actually very important. Believe me, I just advise to use always olive oil. So for me, when I eat, always I use olive oil. In my salad, I don't like buy like some sauce and stuff, crazy things with sugar. I just put olive oil inside. And everything what I eat, I always have olive oil. So important to get like this natural olive oil. And really, if you use it, you will be able to eat less. And actually what we want. So I hope guys you got like a little bit conclusion about, I hope that tried to explain it very well. Please share this video to all your friends, because it's really very important to get out of this, because you see that in our days the obesity rate is very high. Here in Germany, I think it's like over 50%. In USA is 60%, and studies they show that it will be like in some years, 2025, or I'm not sure about it exactly, but it will be like 90% of people they have obesity, and this is very dangerous. So obesity is not just how we look, but also for our organs, for our knees, for our joints, it's really, the whole process is very hard. So that's why we will try to get fit, to get like healthy, and to boost also our immune system. So fasting, I can even make an extra video. The benefits of fasting is really very important in other aspects. So to decrease like this cancer problems, cancer cells, to make like this autophagy. This autophagy is like this self-recycling system. So our body gets recycle this proteins, this rest of proteins, and they give them also to the body to use them like a protein and like an energy. So it's very important to get it. So with the Nobel Prize of 2016, there is a Japanese doctor, he like found out that this autophagy system process, and that's actually we need to use it also. We don't need to eat always. So really, because if you try to fast, the first days it will be a little bit hard. The first 3-4 days it will be a little bit hard because your body will like reduce his metabolism. But after, with the time, your body will learn to use energy from this body fat, and actually what they want. So I really feel it. So even I feel more, I have more energy when I'm fasting. So now in Ramadan, I feel I have more energy than in other days, because my body is always, I used to always to fast, and my body is always taking energy from body fat. So he learned how to take energy from body fat, and actually you feel even comfortable, and you feel like more, your growth hormone, your adrenaline is high, so you feel energy, full energy. So I hope you you can like have learned something from what I said, and please share this to your friends, and or your friends that are taking diets and are just believing on this food industry and this diet industry and stuff that makes it will not help. So actually that's science. What I show you is actually science. It's not something complicated, but just people that try to avoid this science and natural stuff, and they're taking like fancy stuffs and complicated stuffs, and it actually does not work. Perhaps you will just say why people, these influencers online, they like sell something, but they show that they look very well, they have no fat, but actually they are from the beginning like that. So actually what they are doing, they are from the beginning like that, and actually they are just using how they look to sell their products and their crazy stuff, but nothing is based on science. But here we just try to be based on science and don't get stress on our life. So try to enjoy your life. Making exercise is also very important. But here the main important thing to lose body fat is actually the point that I mentioned. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Ciao.